Hi, everybody, and welcome to the SMTN Friends Podcast. I'm your special, finally here after going out to get milk and cigarettes, Dad Spencer Presley. And joining me are your normal hosts. You may know me from doing Shin Megami Tensei Network things, but I'm really just here to open up the door. Everyone else coming into the door. This is going to be a big house party podcast. Not the ones that are overwhelming, like the chill ones where your friend comes over with Little Caesars and you guys just like watch Adult Swim for a while. So like, don't worry about it being weird or anything. But first person coming in today is GabbMew. And GabbMew, is it true the second B in Gab stands for bougie?
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll say it is. But also, if you guys didn't know, Spencer is one of the first people to actually start SMTN Friends with me, so definitely thank him for coming on the podcast.
Well, thank you guys for inviting me. You would think I do this every week. I would hate talking about Atlas things, but I will just say yes to pretty much anybody. So I appreciate any opportunity to not pack, because my life has just been nothing but my day job and packing all the time. So thank you all for the distraction. But next up, though, we've got my favorite resident down under. I'm sure you get that joke all the time. Resident Unleashed, how are you today?
Oh, it's really early in the morning, and I'm so awake right now.
Are you ready for your intro question? Because I know you're number one biggest Pokemon fan in the world. Who are you most looking forward to playing in the hottest JRPG of the summer, Digimon Survive?
Oh. Okay. I don't know any of the characters' names.
You know what? That was a test for honesty, and you passed, so I appreciate it. So
it's coming out this month. I'll find out in a couple of weeks.
Just if you squint really hard and call it Devil Survivor 3, that's like the best way to like get people to play it, even if they don't like Digimon. So
yeah,
sure. Next up, though, is Rising Oblivion. And Rising Oblivion, I'm sorry I have to out you on the podcast here, but Is it true you're playing Overwatch 2?
I actually have been. I'm definitely not playing it right now as we're in this podcast. Wink. First off, I wanted to say thank you for coming back, Dad, with the milk, because I've had this bowl of cereal for weeks with no milk, man, and it's just not cutting it.
Oh, but, wait till you see what kind of milk Daddy brought home. You won't like the milk Daddy brought. It's
oh
bad.
no! Oh no! No thanks. I'll eat it dry. I'll eat it out of the bowl. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, guys. Ready to talk Megaten. I'm happy we have this podcast. Happy we have a good outlet for this kind of stuff where we all can get together. Like these huge Megaten, just collaborations, honestly, are good. This is what this whole thing was about, right? Community. And we're doing a good job at this, so yeah.
It's either this or each one of us have to start our own spin-off podcast to get 100 views each. So it's either work together or die all alone.
Pretty much.
Speaking of someone who's working together, keeping the show recording and glued together, my main man, Mr. Midnight Channel himself, Kuro. Kuro, how are you doing?
Hey, man,
and,
I am
who are you maining in Overwatch 2?
I'm super tired right now, but I'm here. I'm alive. Overwatch 2. What's their name? Jesus.
You look like a Tracer. I bet you'd be a Tracer guy.
No, I'm a tank guy.
Diva mains all the way. I got to meet Charlotte Chung.
It's not Diva. It's Orisa.
Oh,
the mech.
You could have said literally anyone's name and I would have believed you. I think I played Overwatch at all a total of 5 minutes, so I would believe any name you do. But how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Glad to be here. Really excited to talk about.
What is your drink of choice to stay awake? You're like, I can't go to sleep. I gotta stay awake, and heroin is still illegal. What's your poison of choice?
The PG drink or the normal whatever drink?
I'll take either or PG-13.
My favorite drink is a Long Island. If I had the money right now.
Long Island iced tea?
Yeah, Long Island iced tea. But right now I'm drinking water, so yeah. Gotta stay awake for this one. Aware, I guess.
I found out, by the way, guys, I've not tried this. There's apparently a Long Island iced tea Mountain Dew out there. I've not tried it, but I'm excited.
Heard about it. Sounds interesting.
Well, last but certainly not least, we have Pi of Pi Studio fame. Now, Pi, please tell me and don't break my heart here, please tell me not only how you're doing tonight, but what's your favorite Mountain Dew flavor and why?
I'm doing alright. Oh, my dog just burst into my room. If I had a webcam, I would gladly show him off. I'm doing good. My favorite Mountain Dew flavor. One time I tried Baja Blast, and it was like, it just tastes horrible. So for me, just normal Mountain Dew.
What?
We just lost so many subscribers. Like, we worked really hard.
Dude,
I don't think that's true. I don't think anyone's
Zero
ever
subs.
could like. I don't think I've ever met someone who likes Mountain Dew enough to unsubscribe. Like, I if someone was like, "Listen, you're putting garbage in your body," I'd be like, "You're right, but it's flavored garbage."
This flavored Mountain Dew? That's a thing?
Yeah, there's different flavors of
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
There's like at least
Well, I
7
truly
in
do
the
live in a
US.
foreign country.
Oh,
so-
well, you know what? So Resident, like, that's not like just a like Aussie thing. Like, I watched a great video. I forgot who did it, but it was ranking all the different like tastes of different countries' Mountain Dew. Really, the only thing you guys probably have is just regular diet or zero, whatever it is, and then code red. Whereas like in America, we get like every store has like retail exclusive flavors. Like there are so many
What?
flavors all the time.
I mean, I know that's the thing with Fanta. We only have orange Fanta here, and in the US you just
Really?
You only have orange?
Dude,
have...
grape
Yeah, we
is
only
so
have
good.
orange. Yeah, no, grape Fanta is so good. we
I
don't have
love
it here.
grape Fanta, man.
Yeah, we only have orange
now I
Fanta.
just need to
But
get.
there's
I
also
think
alcohol.
a lot to drink.
Some of the Mountain Dew flavors are exclusive, though. Like, they're not always a thing. Like for the 4th of July, they did like their American one.
The
whatever.
names are great, by the way. Yeah. So the Mountain Dew, they have one for 4th of July because why not? It's called Dew-SA. DEWSA.
Ew.
America moment for sure.
By the way, I
The
want
worst part is it's delicious. They have a Christmas one, by the way, that I kid you not, it's gingerbread flavored.
No,
They're just
really?
trying to get all your money. What?
They are
They
a company after all.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
that's true, but
yeah.
we don't have like Christmas themed Coke. We just have Coke.
I've heard
I've said
that
it once, and I've said it
cops
once,
are
and I'll say it
doing
again. I feel like Soul Hackers 2 is ripe for Mountain Dew marketing material because I feel like you look at that cast,
Yeah.
and I feel like each one of them could be their own flavored beverage.
Just put Ringo on the side of a can.
Apple flavored Mountain Dew.
I mean, don't they already do that in Japan? They just chuck every single anime character in something, and then people
Yep.
buy it.
They do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they-
mean, we
they did
already
it with
had that
Halo, too.
mouthwash, remember?
And they do have so many different flavors.
Can we
for
drink the mouthwash?
Mountain Dew too? No.
Don't drink the mouthwash.
Do
I
not
might.
drink the mouthwash.
That should be like a subscriber like video. Like, thanks for the 100K guys. I'm gonna drink a gallon of Persona mouthwash.
Hero?
Wish me
Hero?
luck.
You just hit 5K. That's all I'm saying.
I'm
Comparing the
needing like
mouthwash
another
flavors.
100K for that.
It ends up in the hospital.
A tasting video. Which one tastes better? You?
Oh, you know Arakami is gonna be weirdly yellow, and you're not gonna be sure why. It'll be a weird flavor.
I think he was blue. Actually, I feel like he was blue or green in the actual.
I think they were
mouthwash.
all green.
No, one of them
No,
was
the
blue.
Persona 5 one was red, right?
One of them was.
It is funny though. We are talking about drinks. Right as we had started in the intro, I literally got handed a boba cup drink, and I'm drinking a Kirby flavored drink, boba tea. But it is literally just looks like I'm drinking him, and so like I just feel bad because he's just looking at me as he gets empty, and I'm
You're
sucking his
your
brains
soul
out.
That's ironic coming from Kirby. You know, he usually eats people. You're eating him now.
It's mouthful
ironic.
mode. It's the new mouthful.
gets what he
mode. I put him in
deserves.
my mouth.
Yeah, he's just getting a taste of his own medicine. That's all that is.
Well, drinks aside, I heard we have a bevy of topics to talk about. We're now all coming off of our post Anime Expo high because, of course, all of us went to Anime Expo. We all bought
Yeah, especially
tickets.
me.
It's very. I don't know if you guys do this. Really cheap time for flights. Flights have never been cheaper. California is
Yeah.
a really great place to go to with a month's warning. So Atlas flew all of us out, courtesy first class trips. We all partied it up. We all went to all the panels, had a great time. We took
We
pictures
went
of
to
Ringo.
the meetup and we all met. Is it Casey?
Casey.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is Casey. I was like,
Yeah,
who are you gonna pick from this? So,
Am I supposed to know who
yeah,
Casey is?
Casey is the VO for Nahabino and SMT5. Casey and a couple other people dropped by there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Quick, everybody cancel Rising. Didn't know.
You know what? Though the best part was when I tweeted out recently that like face app filter of like Casey with long blue hair, comparing it to the Nahabino. The amount of people who were like, "Who's that chick?" Be like, "We'll wait and see who tells them."
I know who he is now. I forgot. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. I completely forgot about that. I guess I don't know him on a first name basis.
Much like the last time I talked to most of you here, it's been probably, I think, only a few weeks, and then I realized, oh god, it's been 8 months.
Yeah, unfortunately. Especially like, like podcasts where we all get together. I haven't been in a podcast like this big in like a couple years, or if not like a whole year. Like since like I think Shiro's like end of the year, like Game of the Year podcast.
Oh yeah.
Other than that. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of end of the year, I have some plans, so I'll have to reach out to you guys at a later time for that. But speaking of reaching
Shameless
out
plug.
about things, we have our first topic of the day with some figures. You guys like figures, right?
I'm
Never
not
heard of
sure
them.
who collects them other than myself.
I collect Dragon Ball figures.
Yeah, some
The problem is shipping these things to my country is not worth it.
Yeah, I can imagine. How much would you say it costs to ship? Like, for example, pop-up parades are I think 50 plus USD. So for me, it's like $80 and then $20 shipping. But for you, it's probably way more than that.
So if I'm usually they do release the figurines in Australia, and if I'm buying them, they cost anywhere between $80 to $300.
Ooh, my god.
So I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna sit here and pass.
So the more expensive ones would be even worse in theory.
Yeah,
Damn.
and then like 80% of them don't even come out here as well.
yeah.
That's
You get a
nuts.
bunch of My Hero Academia stuff at the moment. That's it.
If you wanted to go to
Makes
a
sense.
brick and mortar store, like, are there like stores that sell figures pretty commonly where you are at all? Because like that's become a lot more common in the States now. Like, you can just go to a Hot Topic or a GameStop or a Box Lunch, and they're everywhere.
In Australia, right? So our EB Games, which is America's GameStop, they sell pop culture stuff, and a lot of it's like Western pop culture. Like you got your Marvel, your Star Wars, your DC, and whatnot. But they also sell like Naruto, One Piece, My Hero Academia, and that's about it. Oh, and Dragon Ball. So that's about it. That's as far as I'll go. If you want anything else, you have to like look further.
And
There are like
Dragon
a
Ball is all you
couple.
need.
There are a couple of stores like around, but that's only in, I think, mainly just in Melbourne and Sydney. So the two biggest cities in the country. Being a kind of like Japanese anime fan, or like even the games, is very difficult in this country because it's very niche here.
Is that why
my
it was so
question is-
easy to pre-order the Xenoblade 3 Collector's Edition for Australia compared to America?
Yeah, because nobody bloody wants it.
That's fine.
They're like, send it back. We don't need your steelbooks.
The SMT5, like the pre-order for SMT5 globally just went out in a second, and in Australia it never even sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, because well, to be fair, wasn't it also exclusive to EB over where you guys were, or was it
It
everywhere?
was exclusive to EB, and you did have to have a link to go to the special pre-order page, but it never sold out.
That's funny.
So some of them just hit the shelves.
I wonder if they're still there.
They're probably
probably
not.
Ah, yeah.
My
Some
question
people
to you
just
guys-
randomly buy limited edition stuff, but like we don't get a lot of things here, and so like a majority of the things that we're going to talk about, I have no idea that they even exist.
So my question to you guys is, are you guys picking up the I Just Rim pop-up parade? And also, I want to make this comment before we get too far into it, and say that if you want the Tatsuya and Maya Nendroids from Persona 2, buy them. right away. The pre-orders are ending very soon, and if you do not buy them, Nendoroids always go up in value for the reason that they're hand-painted and from Japan, limited to like 3,000 to 5,000 copies. So it's really important that if you want them, to do it now, or you will be paying the price later on. But did you guys pre-order I Just Ruined? I
actually have a question kind of similar to what you brought up with the pre-orders, because I knew Nendoroids are usually in a lot more like in demand, or like because it like bite you in the butt if you don't pre-order. Are Figmas the same way? Because I'm always amazed how expensive Figmas get after they sell out.
The problem people have with Figmas is that they don't really try hard to hide like the, what are they called? The little
production errors.
Not the production errors, it's the pieces where they move, the joints.
The joints
themselves are never hidden, and so people have issues with that because they look like action figures, and yeah, they are quality. Yeah, you're paying a higher price for that quality, but the problem is like if you're doing photography and stuff with them, they still look like figures, and I think what people want is more of like a realistic look. Like I myself have pretty much all the Persona 5 ones except Futaba and Ryuji because I didn't really care to get them. But I don't really pose them or take them out that often because it's just easier to do with Nendoroids and easier to set them up and, you know, stuff like that.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually did pre-order the Aegis. Aegis from Persona 3. The pre-order ends on July 11th, so if you guys want to pre-order it, it's like now is the time to do it as well. So keep an eye on that. It's actually a pretty cheap figure. It's like $44 US.
Yep. So the whole thing with Pop-Up Parade is they were making a series that was more accessible to fans, that was cheaper and just standalone figures, because I'm gonna admit they are expensive. They're not cheap. The Good Smile charges arm and a leg because they make a quality product. So if you are interested in getting it, I'd say it's a good investment because they'll probably be worth more later on.
Well, speaking of Good Smile,
I'd say though the Pop-Up Parade really the only thing that feels compromised. Like the qualities always feel nice. It's really just you're kind of losing because they're mostly just plastic. They're not like a nice display box. I'd say that's really the only kind of thing you're missing out if you haven't seen a Pop-Up Parade one before. Of like most figures like to come in either a nice or a pretty big and colorful box, whereas these are just meant to be like, hey, here's the figure. You're gonna open this up probably.
1,000%. Yep, that's part of the lowering cost. I think is they did that to save money. To be honest.
Nothing wrong with that. But you mentioned Good Smile, and there's also the Devil Summoner Raido figure from Good Smile.
I want so much.
I actually am interested in getting that one, which is funny because I hated the SMT3 Nocturne Protag one. I hated it. I think it looks so bad. I think the face is awful. I think the joints are really bad, and I just didn't buy it for that reason. But this one I think is a good countermeasure to, I think it's the Play Arts Kai version, which was made like over a decade ago, and that one cost an arm and a leg because, you know, Raido is a really old game, and although some people do have it, it's really hard to find and get.
The Play Arts Kai are really expensive anyway. Like even the Kingdom Hearts ones and like Final Fantasy ones, and when they come out, like right off the bat, they're already like multiple hundreds. It's crazy.
Exactly. Speaking of other
hold on, I do
figures,
want to do a quick correction. I think you mean the Bandai D Arts because there wasn't a Play Arts Kai.
Sorry, it was.
Yeah, that's what I just looked up. It was.
I was like having a moment of like, wait, is there a fucking Play Arts Kai of Raido I missed in my life?
I knew it was an arts something.
There are so many brands. It's like it's for that one person out there who is gonna like start up the comment for it. I will say. The funny thing with like figures and stuff is like I committed myself to being terrible with like games, systems, and steelbooks. I guess kind of the soundtracks, but like figures, I could probably count all of the figures I have that I've bought on one hand. Like, so I'd be curious, like actually, just curious, like for all of you, like how many figures do you all think you have?
You don't.
If you happen to know a number.
Do you count Amiibo?
No, Amiibo I don't count.
Yeah, no, I have no figures then.
Pop Funkos don't count, right?
Funkos count for other things. They count on they lower your social credit score.
yeah. I stopped buying those years ago. I was just like, now I have a shelf full of them. Like, fuck.
Are you counting like all those figures from Japan, or are you just like figures in general?
Figures in general, yeah. So it can be Western ones that came with collector's editions, stuff like that. I'd be curious, like what you guys think.
I'll get back to you on the next podcast.
I have 10 of the SH figure arts Dragon Ball figures. Those are kind of like the best looking Dragon Ball figures.
Nice.
They have like full articulation and stuff, and you could change the hands, the faces, and like different transformations. Those are the only ones I've got. I'm a huge Dragon Ball nerd. I've always liked Dragon Ball, but other than that, I don't really sink a lot of money into figures. I don't think I have any Mega 10 figures. I ain't even gonna lie.
So I have like 3 anime character figurines, and I have about 200 Sonic figurines from my childhood.
Oh man.
And I used to just buy all of them, and I have a giant Bowser figurine because I really like Bowser. And I have Godzillas everywhere.
I'm gonna need a picture of your Godzilla collection with the Bowser next to it for side reference, please.
And all the 200 Sonic figures.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I'm not proud of it.
I don't think any of us are. Some of these
really.
things, but
I've also
that one's
got a
stayed anyway.
I've also got a giant Cubone plush that I paid $100 for right next to my table.
That's
Was that
understandable.
the Poké Center one?
It's not. No, it's Tomy. It's from England.
Okay.
It's a British one. I'm not sure that they sell it in America, honestly.
Cubone's a cutie. I don't blame you.
Because
say
I've brought these Pokemon toys that are made by Tomy internationally, and all the US people are just like, I've never seen this before, and I'm just like, it's everywhere. It's all over Australia, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, Spencer, I have about 40 that I can see in plain sight.
See, like I think Gab, you have enough to make up for all of us. Like you could cut like a fourth of your collection in half, and we'd be like, that's enough for a lifetime.
Oh, trust me, some of the ones I have, I've literally been holding for the reason that I know they will go up in price someday, and if I don't want to keep them, I can easily sell them and make an easy like.
You're gonna give them to SMT and Friends, right?
Oh man,
I need to know who's your least favorite figure. Like, who do you have that you're like, I don't like that you're in my collection?
Honestly, anything like that, I kind of just like put to the side, and I wait a few months, and I'm like, okay, if I don't think about it every day, honestly, I just go and sell them. So, like, for example,
That's good.
I sold Elise from Fire Emblem Fates for like $300. That was crazy. And most of the ones I sold are just like from series, like anime series that I liked in high school, and etc. that I've just like bought like a decade ago and kept for this long.
Oh, that's like me and Sonic, except I still like Sonic.
You have a love-hate relationship with Sonic.
I'd be curious, Reza, for you, would you say they're all figures, or would you say some of them would be like toys? Because I feel like Sonic has so many toys. Like, I can't think of the last time I've seen like a figure for Sonic.
So, I started buying them in 2011 during the 20th anniversary when they were made by a company called Jazzwares. So I have all of like these Sonic Riders figurines, and then I've got the Sonic 20th anniversary series, and then I've got like the other series, and I'm just like sitting here with all these like different Sonic characters. Like, I think I have 3 of the same figurine of Shadows because they're all made by Jazzware. They just had different accessories with them.
It's him.
Well, a lot of the Jazzwares releases were like double packs, right? Or triple packs?
Nah, they were single pack.
Oh god.
That's usually more common in the West, where we'll get a lot of like double packs for figures that like might not be popular. Like they do, like there's a I forget the name of the company. There's some company just garbage Kingdom Hearts figures. They might be like Diamond Toys or something, but like they'll be like, here's Sora and a random enemy you would never buy otherwise. Like they like to do a lot of stuff of like, all right, we're gonna make a figure, but then we'll have to include it with the one. It's like no one's probably gonna buy Pluto, but maybe if we include Pluto with Maleficent, does that make sense? Probably not, but whatever, we'll bundle them together.
Lol. I think the weirdest figure I have that's made by a company is I have Bowser that's made by Hallmark.
What?
Oh, the ornament?
What?
No, it's a figure. It's not an ornament. It's a figure made by Hallmark.
I'm gonna look this up,
Interesting.
man. What? Is today the day I find out you're like a secret Bowser fanatic?
They might have advertised it as an ornament, but it's definitely made out of plastic.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, weird. It's like just
Yeah, I
a
have
little
it.
display figure thing.
Bowser.
Huh.
I think they also did it for like Mario and Luigi, but I'm just like, nah, Bowser's my boy.
Is it
Oh my
Christmas themed or is
God.
it just Bowser?
No, they released them for Christmas, and it has a little hook in it that you can remove, so you can put it on the
Ah.
Christmas tree. But it's a figure. It is not hollow. It is completely solid.
Kristen, what did you love more first, Bowser or kaiju monsters?
I don't know. I really like Godzilla, I really like Bowser, but I don't know when this started because when I started playing Mario, my favorite character was Yoshi. So
Oh, that's like that's the normies Godzilla. That was your like your baby steps.
yeah, and then it's just
Baby
like, oh yeah,
Godzilla.
maybe. I think I started liking Bowser when I accidentally unlocked Dry Bowser on Mario Kart Wii.
Was it when you looked at so when you looked at Bowsette? What
No.
were you thinking? No.
No,
You know what? There's a big cutoff there. People don't understand. Like the horniness for Bowser fans is very different than the Bowsette fan. Bowsette fans are
Oh,
just
yeah.
there because it's a woman. The fans who really like Bowser, like they're there for the ride or die shell design. No one's over here being like Bowser'd be great, but what about a little bit more cleavage? That's why like you don't ever see weirdos with like Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. fans know what's up.
He's a kid. That'd be weird. That'd be weird in general, I think. I don't know. Is there any game where you play as Bowser? Is there a Bowser game?
Yes.
Bowser's Inside Story, I guess, is the only
Really?
one I can think of.
Oh, see, that's funny. I wasn't thinking about that one. I was thinking of you can play as him in 2-player mode with the Bowser's Fury from.
Oh yeah,
3D
true.
World.
But I was thinking of just like
You play
games
as
where
Bowser?
can
I know you
just
play as this kid,
Bowser.
You play as Bowser in Bowser's Fury?
No. You play as Bowser Jr. with
Yeah,
Mario
Bowser
in
Jr.
2-player mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I meant just like straight up Bowser.
yeah. In Bowser's Inside Story, you do play as Bowser. So
That's interesting.
In Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, you can finally play as Bowser. There you go.
Oh
mean,
yeah, I
you can
guess in
play
that one
Bowser in Mario
technically.
Kart
That's true. I meant like his own like game. Like
game. Yeah.
just seeing like Mario as the enemy. It'd be interesting to see it through like the other side. You know what I mean? Like
It's kind of
stealing
like
Chris's
how
peach.
you've never really had a chance to play as Koromaru. I don't count Ken in Ultimax. I'm ready for my dog adventure game with Koromaru just doing dog things. Like
Right?
maybe
Yeah,
he can
Persona
team
Dog
up with
Edition.
the P4 Fox.
No, Morgana. What are you talking about?
No, a crossover game
No.
with
It
Koromaru.
it has
and-
to be
and, Morgana.
non-talking animals only. We can't have any talkable animals.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
I want nothing but just nods and mm-hms and stuff like that the whole time.
Pants.
You know
Bark.
what's funny is I turned around and I actually, this is in the list of topics, that's why I say it. I turn around and I see my Joker figure and I'm reminded that Kotobukiya just made a new one and just created an alternate color for it. I think it's a Smash Bros color choice.
Oh, the
too. I'm not
red?
sure. I don't play. Yeah, the red one.
Yes,
is
the
fun.
red one. The
Oh.
red one is from Smash Brothers. Exactly.
Hey-
That's
hey,
the
guys.
Coloring is from it.
You know, you have a Joker figure, right? But do you have the red Joker figure?
It's, yeah. I don't like it
How do-
personally because I have the other one, but I do get the appeal of the figure because I think it's one of the best renditions of Joker that we
It
got.
does look really good, to be honest. Like, I don't think I'd get it because, like I said, I'm not huge on just any kind of figure, but it does look good. I think I
I'm just
prefer his
gonna-
regular outfit.
Mom, I'll be right back. I need to go tell her that I need the red one as well. Give me a sec.
Yeah, get mom's credit card. Isn't there a white?
We're going
like
to
a-
Atlas Shop.
Isn't there a white jacket like outfit in Smash? I feel like I'd like that more.
There's
Yeah,
the
there
white
is.
student Joker outfit in Smash. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's other colors they might have been. Like purple would have been cool too. I'm not sure all the colors, but
But red fits Persona 5.
well, that's right. He can't have anything
That's funny-
outside of
that's
his
funny
color
you say
wheel.
that.
And it
That's
was
funny you
also
say that because like
an
when that
anime
color
sub-
when that color debuted in Smash, everyone just made Dante memes immediately because it just looks like a Dante jacket.
It does
And
look
it
like
was-
a jacket.
It was an
does.
Anime Expo exclusive in general, to be fair.
Can't believe they
Damn
do
you
that.
Americans getting all your exclusives.
Hey, not Americans, Californians.
Yeah,
get
weren't you
those
closer to
dirty
Los
AX?
Angeles.
Californians out of here.
Weren't you closer to AX than any of us, resident?
I'm in Australia.
I thought you were. I thought
That's
you came to the States
that's literally
for
a
something.
swim away.
I
You
was-
could've
I
been
was
there and
supposed-
swim.
So I was supposed to go to the United States of America for something, and I was supposed to be going to Ohio, and it cost
Oh.
$6,000, so I didn't go.
For some reason, I thought you went to California for something. I'm done.
I'm going to California. I'm going to LA for 3 hours next month.
For a solid 3-hour trip. You could look for
Yeah,
Uber
I'm
for
going.
3
I'm going
hours
to
there.
London. So I'm going to London via the US.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
that'll
your
make-
the overlay. That's your overlays
Yeah.
in the States. That makes sense.
And I still have to
People
buy a
stop.
bloody Esther to get into the States. Even though I'm
really?
not, I'm gonna be there for 3 hours.
I
I
was
hate
curious.
it.
I'm not sure if Kuro or maybe Gabby might know specifically, but we haven't really had a color variant for a Persona figure in a while. Like honestly, the last one I can think of is the Christmas time Elizabeth.
Yeah, I was thinking
Hey.
about that too. I think they also made one for same Elizabeth, but they did the colors from Persona Q, like a white pink
We've had
color.
the dancing outfits, I guess, but that's not quite the same.
Yeah, like this would be a figure they had before, but like primary
Yeah.
colors and stuff changed, and so nothing really different in terms of
Well, I guess
articulation.
if you wanted a figure change, what figure and what color?
Make Joker
No.
look like Joker from Batman, please.
That'd be funny. People would buy that for the irony of it.
I will buy it for the irony of it.
There you go.
Who'd be more stingy on that deal, DC or
Well,
Atlas?
I will.
Or
I would
figure,
like
guess.
it if they did a Dachi with like a Dachi Joker. I will buy that.
I think that makes more
Ooh,
sense.
I forgot about
amazing.
2 recolors. I should feel bad about this. They were actually 2 Figma recolors. I totally forgot about. There were Famitsu original colors for Labris and Aegis for their Persona 4
Oh
Arena
yeah, I
figures.
remember that. Now that you say that, I'm thinking of. There's the pink and
Yeah,
black
so if you
one.
want Aegis to look like Rey from Evangelion, or if you want Labris to have red hair for no reason at all, those are the figures for you. Although I will say, if they were really greedy, they could do it like a 1 out of every 100 figures they do for Persona stuff might have yellow eyes. So it's like the Chase Shadow variant. Like, I'm surprised no one's done a Shadow figure variant.
That'd be cool.
I think-
honestly.
That'd be really easy too.
It'd be easy, but then people would hate it because it'd be like it either looks like a cash grab to get them to buy it twice, or if it's random, people hate like Chase stuff. Even though the whole point of Chase stuff that makes it so fun is usually they save like the really weird ones for like your 1 in a million chance of finding it.
I think it would
This is
depend.
subtle
what-
change too, though. That wouldn't be too crazy. You know what I mean? It wouldn't change it so much that you'd feel like you weren't getting what you paid for. Just the eyes isn't too bad. I forgot Adachi has a Joker-ish looking skin in Ultimax, so maybe we'll get that.
But you know
There's a
what's really
chance.
really weird that they recently announced as well? The Jack Frost head thing.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I honestly don't.
I don't know
It's
how
so
I feel about that either.
Is it supposed to be a plushie or like something that you just put on your bed?
No.
I thought it was like a purse or something at first. I was like, do we put something in it? Like, what is
it
this?
gives
It's a
me
pillow.
it gives me big vibes of hey, this is more like a pillow than anything,
Yeah.
But
I
the funny
guess.
thing is, they don't advertise it that way. They're advertising it as a plushie.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah,
because it's too
because
small.
Who wants to buy a
Oh.
pillow?
You can
I
rest
have
your
one.
hand on it.
I
You
have
say
the,
that, and then I
the
look back
teddy
at my
one.
Morgana Sanrio pillows, and I'm like, me. I would buy the pillow.
Oh yeah, true. But Gab, wouldn't you buy like anything?
Hey,
Well, it
no,
used
I
to,
know
to
who.
be honest.
Kirill has the fucking teddy socks. All right.
No, I don't have the teddy socks. That picture that I
So
showed
he
you.
wants the
I
wants
want
the teddy socks.
socks.
That's
But I-
worse than
Oh.
owning
but I
them.
refuse to
That
buy
might
them.
be worse.
I want Atlas to send them to me.
I'd wear them
Hey, I want
ironically.
free socks.
I would never wear them seriously.
So in the product description.
You know what?
Oh, you
Hey,
go.
hey, Atlas. If you want, hi, I am a competitive Pokemon player. I'm regarded as the best female in the world. If you want your teddy socks on stream, I will wear them. You just gotta send them to me.
Ooh.
Well,
Hell, we'll all
Can
wear
we
them.
have
once
like
we
a?
go.
Would we have an Atlas sponsored foot cam? Like, so
Would
we
you
have a
get-
face cam and then we have a foot
Yeah,
cam
no.
too.
Here's what they
okay,
do. They
so-
They say they will do it, but you have to get an Atlas tattoo.
So no. What would happen is after I win the set, I get interviewed, right? And I'm just like, and then I just take my shoes off, and I'm just like displaying my sock, and they're just like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm just like, this is why I won. It's because of my socks.
The lucky socks.
That's how
The
you,
lucky teddy
you
socks.
fucking dab on them or whatever. You just lift up your pants, you're like, teddy socks, and then you walk away.
But unfortunately, even if I do want that to happen, Nintendo does not allow anything that's not in the public domain. Not even official Pokemon shirts on their stream. So
It's got to be a
Really?
tattoo. That's the only way to do it.
What's them
Tattoo it on your forehead. On your forehead
if you
says
have a
Atlas.
tattoo, you have to get it covered.
What's Nintendo so weird?
I think it's
They're
because
traditional Japanese.
No,
That's
I think it's
basically why.
because they don't want to end up paying any rights to anybody who wants to claim it.
Well, that's true, but if it's like their own franchise, that shouldn't really be a problem, right?
Yeah, but
Probably
the thing
somebody
is
has gamer
that
tattoos that plays, no?
it's weird because like it's also licensed merchandise, but like there's two Pokemon companies. There's the international one, and there's the Pokemon company. It's weird. All right, don't ask me. It's weird.
Yeah, so
You're
in
the
the
only
product
one who's getting
description
it.
for the Jack Frost, it says this beautifully crafted toy is as huggable as it can get. So
Beautifully.
it's apparently
It's
a
a
toy.
toy. Oh my god, Atlas.
weird.
No.
To be honest, I don't even think they know how they're advertising it anymore. Because if you're calling it a toy, a plushie, and a pillow at the same time,
Okay.
it just feels like you're going in all sorts of different directions with how you're trying to market it.
Do they even know how to market their merchandise, or just people
Oh.
just buy it? You know.
Do they know how to market?
Well,
really?
honestly,
even know
like,
how to
do you
market?
guys know anyone who's pre-ordered one? Like, this is one of those rare ones where I'm like, I think everyone I know universally was like, no, I'm good.
No,
I
I
don't know
don't.
mean-
anybody.
Bought it.
The only people I know who pre-ordered this stuff are you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And
a no for
even
me.
we don't want it, so that tells you something.
Yeah, even I don't want it, and I have the Teddy one. Literally the same thing, but it's Teddy.
I
I
pre-ordered 10
forgot
of
who
them.
made the Teddy one.
I have no idea, but I had it for so long, I forgot I had it. Until I saw this one, I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. And yeah, it's literally it's Teddy. It's like a Teddy head, and it's a pillow, and it's nice. But I don't know if I want another one, especially because it's white and it's gonna get fuzz and stuff in the bed.
Plastic prison.
Controversial,
Plastic prison.
Figures aside. Well, not figures. Controversial plushes aside. Does anyone here have any thoughts on the Stubbins?
Ugly.
Oven?
It's the Atlas shop, not Beano, Nahabino, and Morgana
Oh,
and Aogami figures.
Are they plushies or figures?
Those are plushies.
Plushies.
Those are 100. Yeah.
Oh, I
So
want the
they're.
Aogami one just because I like Aogami so much. I don't really
Tell-
care. Like,
Look me in the eye and tell me. Look me in the eye at that Aogami and tell me he doesn't look like he's wearing a Burger King birthday crown.
I can't lie, I don't like any of them.
I-
I didn't like the first one either. I hate to say it.
I will be honest. I think anime character plushies are a very big miss because they can't seem to do them right. I have like Yosuke and Okami from Persona 4, and I also have Izanagi. Izanagi looks fine, but Yosuke and Yu kind of.
I think it really depends on how they're stylized.
I think the
Yeah, I
hair is
think
the problem. Other than the hair, I think, you
Yeah,
know,
I
not
agree
bad,
with Resident though. It's a big miss. They could literally be selling plushes of the different demons. There's so many marketable demons besides Jack Frost, and like they don't do anything with that. They could literally
Yeah,
do
where's
the
my
Pokemon
Cerberus plushie? Come on.
I wonder if they just don't want to take the risk, like they don't want to end up with thousands of plushies they can't sell.
It's possible.
I mean,
yeah,
they
yeah.
can.
There's a reason. This is a thing that they licensed out to sell as opposed to doing all the costs themselves. I don't know if I've told any of you guys this. So, as we know, like the only reason this really kind of came into existence with the SMT5 stuff was because people wanted that like promotional use only, like stubby looking Nabino one that press and giveaway people got last year. And did you guys happen to know why they're doing this as opposed to just sell? Because really, most people just want them to sell that like little nubby looking figure and stuff. But there's actually a reason they can't sell it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Would anyone
I didn't
want to
even
take a
know that.
guess?
I mean, I could take a guess as to why, because like something similar happened with Mami Gyora. It could be that they don't have the rights to the design. Could be manufacturing things. Could be something else.
You were close. So yeah,
Let's go!
It was made by an employee who is no longer there anymore.
Yep. Okay.
And they had the rights to obviously like that design and everything with it, and like those weren't mass produced. Like they were pretty much like all like made as like a one-time batch order thing. I need to like bug someone. I'm sure I could find out how many of those there were. Like I don't think there's a ton, but I know there's not a lot. But I also know
you think? Triple digits, you think?
Triple digits for
300
sure. I know it's over 100. I know for sure it's over 100. But yeah, so the person who designed it last year left the company, and it was one of those things of like I remember I asked them, and it was like, "Would you even want to sell this thing?" And it's like, maybe, but it's like it's that thing where like it's not really like to Atlas, it's not worth it for them to try and like jump through the hoop of making like because he was just meant to be like a silly promotional item. That's why at the time they'd specifically said, "Hey, he is not going to be for sale." Like it was only through giveaways or given out for like to like various like people and outlets and stuff like that. It just was one of those things where I think it bit him in the butt so much because he was just derpy enough that made people love him. Whereas I think you look at the Stubbins one and it's like it's derpy but without the charm of it. Like it's cute ugly. And I might like get one eventually, but it's not hitting that same kind of like nubbiness that the original Beano had.
Yeah, I do think people like it because it's like stupid cute, which I think has to be why so many people want. I don't know. I'm curious to see how much these sell, the Stubbins, the new ones. I'm curious to see how much those go, or if people have like completely just forgotten about ever wanting it. I know a lot of people wanted it, but I haven't seen too much talk about this. I haven't been on Twitter much recently, so I guess I don't really know. But I'm curious.
They are $36.99 for the bigots.
They're pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's a big no for me.
Yeah, no.
I think they'll still sell, but I don't think it'll sell as well as the original design would for the reason that it became a meme. That's the only difference.
Which ones I actually
like...
liked? The 13 Sentinels ones. The one the
oh yeah, those are good.
Which
those were actually
basically had the same fate, unfortunately, as what happened with the
bean.
The design that Spencer's talking about. Sadly. And those were only limited to 300 pieces each too, so I'm thankful I have two of them. I have what's her name? Iori and Shu, and that's it.
I will say, speaking of random Atlas merch, I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, I think they'll just give their licensing rights to anyone who pays them. Because like I don't think because we now have like licensed candles. So like I'm at the point where I'm like, if I make them a halfway decent pitch, I think I might be able to get the rights to something stupid. Because like Atlas is licensing things so much now. Well, like not even that, but I mean in terms of making stuff, where it's like they will. I feel like it doesn't look like they're saying no to anybody. Like it doesn't seem like they're doing any bad products, but it is one of those funny things of like back in the day. Atlas merch was like a whoa, dang dude, official Atlas merch. Whereas like now it's like yeah, like everybody has.
Everyone has it. Yeah.
Spencer's gonna make Morgana Tide Pods.
I'll have like each flavor. Like the top two were her blue eye, his blue eyes, and then like the mouth and stuff.
They had coffee. They had tea.
Blue.
I believe I went to America, and the thing that I see locked behind a cabinet was not guns. No, they were on the shelf. You didn't need to ask to grab one. But was Tide Pods. It was locked away behind glass. You need to ask the employee for the Tide Pods.
Yeah, because stupid kids are eating them.
Yeah, that sounds like America.
So keeping things back.
I say we let them. I mean, that's their choice.
Natural selection.
Keeping things back on track with Atlas content. Did you guys watch the new overview trailer that was released? It basically showed gameplay of like what we can expect in the game from I think early on.
Soul Hackers 2.
No.
Soul Hackers 2.
I'm trying not to be spoiled, to be honest. I feel like I already know too much. I hate to say it.
But
I don't think I did. No.
It did get advertised to me. And
I've been seeing a lot of Soul Hackers ads.
People who watch my stuff tell me they keep getting Soul Hackers 2 ads.
I keep getting them too. Instagram, Twitter, not Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all those sites constantly pounding it at me. And they even themselves keep posting reels about the game and stuff, so you can see they're actually trying to really advertise this game this time.
Yeah, which is good for the people who, we want to be able to, get onto this game. But for me personally, I'm just like, I'm kind of ignoring it intentionally now because it's so close. I don't like being spoiled. SMT5, I did a similar thing, which kind of sucks because like we're content creators, we got to cover it. But like, thankfully, this Persona stuff is happening, so I can kind of pay a little more attention to that instead of worrying about Soul Hackers, I guess. So I'll be ready for Soul Hackers when it comes around and not spoil it as much, I guess.
I understand that because like the trailers, especially now with like movies, games, etc., especially with Soul Hackers 2, they're giving so much of the story, like so much of it is being shoved in your face early on that I'm like, whoa, they're giving us a lot of info to work with here.
Yeah, especially the latest like volumes that they do. What do they call it? It's like the Summoner's Guide or whatever.
Yeah.
Those have a lot of like story bits, like actual story things. Which for once it makes me excited because you can tell that this game is gonna have a lot more story than say SMT5. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, a lot of this stuff is like way like a lot spoilery. Like even
you see a character die in it. And one of the times you see a character die, you see a death. I'm just like, oh. Which I think is an earlier on plot thing, which is
spoilers?
fine. But...
Come on, Rising.
No,
that
one wouldn't be a spoiler because I mean basically the whole game's opening is just everybody dies and then gets reborn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but they do show
about
that
the scientist.
I am talking about the scientist.
I didn't know that.
Be careful. I was gonna say, be careful because some people don't know the stuff. So
I will say this, everybody. I will say this: prepare yourself, because I had it confirmed to me today when I was talking to Christian, the director, on it. There's a large amount of the word soul hacking, and I was like, as an adjective, because it came up of like, because people when they saw the overview trailer were like memeing on like literally saying we've got a soul hack, and it'd just be like, man, I really hope using the term soul hack just becomes the next It's Morbin time, unironically, please.
Watch people like compile all the characters saying soul hack over and over and say the writing's bad because of
there
it.
will be that. Faz will do it.
I mean, I'm ready to soul hack, so you know what? Bring it on.
I sat through the entirety of Ryuji saying "for real" in Persona 5. So
For real?
For real?
For real?
I'm ready to soul hack on my Xbox One.
I think that's like a 20-minute video.
For real. But I guess kind of going into Soul Hackers, what are you guys planning on playing it on console-wise or PC-wise if you are going that way?
I think I'm probably gonna try and do it on PC. I think PC is just better for me. True though. I think PC is just like anytime I get the games, I just think about how to stream them, and I just know PC is just a little bit easier. But I want a physical copy, so I might double dip.
Yeah,
I don't know. What about you guys?
On this one, I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna
PS5.
I'm gonna be smart. So no, it's alright. So on Xbox, if you get a game that's play anywhere, you can play it on Xbox and PC through the Microsoft Store. You get a 2-in-1, and your saves transfer over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one does support save anywhere, which is nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that.
And hopefully at some point we get it on Xbox Game Pass, and then I can just play it on PC.
Dude, I feel that in my gut. I'm like, I bet at some point, like close to release, like late July, early August, Uncle Phil just comes on Twitter and he's like, listen guys, get ready to soul hack now on Game Pass. I'm like, yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be like a month or two later. I know they want to get that initial catch of like people buying the game, and then they're gonna drop it on a Game Pass like a few months later.
They're not gonna have that many people buying it on Xbox. Let's be real.
No, I know about PC because
that's true.
If it's on Xbox Game Pass, then I'm not gonna buy it on PC, and that's what Rising was saying that he will make double dip. Same here, I made double dip, buy the PS5 version and then the PC version. But if there is a I'm sorry, not Steam Deck. If there is a Xbox Game Pass version, then I'm just not gonna buy it on PC.
That's what I'm saying. But we know that they're putting stuff to Game Pass. Persona just got on there, so it's not crazy to think that they wouldn't possibly do it for another game. So it'll be interesting to see. But I feel like Kuro's right. I feel like it'll be a bit afterwards, right? Because they get more money out of a full, sale version of it than like someone getting through the pass.
Yeah, think about it. They get their pre-order things, they get their game, the initial sales, and then they get paid for Microsoft because that's what they get paid for for that. So they basically double dip for that. So I think it makes sense.
What platform are you guys gonna request review codes for?
Nintendo
None,
Switch,
because
just
Atlas doesn't know who I am.
PC.
It'd be like that.
You just gotta get on the website and ask for it. You
I
gotta know.
can't
If it
be
was
stopped.
on.
I don't even know who the PAL regions go through anymore at this point.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it's like a different person you'd have to go through. I didn't even think of that.
Yes. I want to shock everybody by saying I have no plans of buying Soul Hackers 2 at the moment.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I had
What?
since last episode when I said I wasn't gonna get it. We've had an installment in the GabbMew lore, and I am getting it actually.
GabbMew lore.
Somebody wanted to actually get me a copy, and they were like, as long as you're okay with the Japanese edition, that's fine. So shouts out to that person who doesn't want to be named.
Wait, why do you guys
but I
not want?
appreciate it.
You guys just don't want to play Soul Hackers, or what is it?
No. They probably wanted the collector's edition, but there's no English in it, so they're just
Exactly.
gonna be useless
Lol.
game disc.
Well, I might actually unbox my Japan collector's edition for the figure, but
Yeah.
I myself will probably play it on PS4. And the other thing I wanted to ask you guys about is, how do you feel about the settings that's come out? Because we know that you can play it on unlocked frame rate on PC and stuff, and there's a performance mode, a graphics mode. You can actually have more control over how you actually want to experience the game.
As long as it's optimized well, I'm happy.
It's
That's
not
all that
terribly
matters.
surprising, seeing as it's Unity, so it's not terribly difficult
No,
to...
it is not Unity.
Wait, is it
it's running
Unreal?
on the TMS engine.
What? I could have sworn I
Well,
saw
yeah,
a screenshot that
Soul
said
Hack-
Unity.
No, Soul Hackers is using the proprietary engine they used on
Hold up.
TMS.
As long as it's just optimized well and it works. As long as I can get a good 1080p, good 60 FPS, and it's optimized well for PC, I'm happy. I don't gotta have blazing 120 FPS. I don't have to have 4K and all that shit. As long as it's just a good optimized 1080p, I'm happy. That's what I hope happens. I never had
60
issues
FPS
actually.
on every game.
I have one question on performance that I don't think we'll get, but I am curious, how low does last gen go? I'm wondering what the Xbox One and PS4 version will do, just in the sense of I feel like they could do an 1080p 60, but I'm wondering if just to expect them to just P5R it and just do the bare minimum of just 30 FPS. But I do want to say, because this hasn't gotten a lot of coverage, and I do think it is A, interesting, and B, potentially scary. People don't know this, but Soul Hackers 2 is actually the first in-house PC port Atlas is doing themselves.
Hopefully that's a good thing, because I don't know.
I know, it's I hope it's good.
People have had issues with it with SMT3 and P4. I've never had issues with those games on Steam, but
I
hopefully
would
it's
say
okay.
that because they were porting older games, that they would just because they were working on other projects as well. They would just
well, yeah, all their other PC ports have been done by other developers.
it was third
Yeah,
party.
so-
Yeah.
I don't think this is oh my god, Atlas is doing it themselves, it's gonna be so bad. I think that would only come into account for a Switch port, because they've never done their own Switch ports. Even of Catherine Full Body, they didn't do it.
Well,
so.
there is one. They the team who did do Soul Hackers did also do TMS Encore onto Switch. That was them.
Yeah, but that was a game they developed for the Nintendo system. I don't know how the Wii U and the
Wii U
Switch
to Switch
integrate.
is pretty different hardware. That's
the Wii U
Yeah, I know,
It's
but
like the 1998 iMac.
Well,
The
No,
hell
I
with
mean,
that.
isn't it like the same chip?
Well, the Switch is kind of its own beast too, because it's like a nice
Well-
big console shrunk down, you know.
The Switch's whole thing is it's just an NVIDIA Tegra chip, which is just it's old like 2017 hardware chip. I mean, you got even that. So I think they'll be good with it. I've heard nothing but good from everyone who played it back in June. So all the like impressions from playing it so far have been solid, even though that's mostly just been all the demo units have been PS5 only. It's like, I'll know it's not like going to be going for some crazy massive sort of game for it. So I have faith in them, like, because in terms of optimization, that team is probably the most solid out of getting their games to run, load, and look the best, even more so than the SMT or Persona team.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what I
Yeah.
sent in chat, Spencer. No, I'm not sure if it's true, but I could have sworn it was on Unity. Because apparently that's like the boot up screen on PS4.
What if they did the trailers and like cinematics in Unity and did the game in the TMS engine? Or would that not make sense?
That does not sound
I
practical.
mean, it is possible, like, they just worked in assets from it into Unity. I just hadn't heard anything with it. But, so that is from the PS4 start screen?
That's what I saw on Twitter. I can't find the tweet, but I
I'll do
did
some
find
digging.
a.
I mean, I've not looked into the engine work with it that hard with it. I would be surprised, because then that would be Atlas Japan's first time making anything on Unity, and Unity actually has really bad track record with something. So it's a bit of an anomaly. Also, Gab, that is literally the drink I have right next to me right now.
Resting Kirby.
Unity is typically uses an indie engine, and a lot of indie developers tend to make mistakes. I do know the AAA companies that have used Unity are very scarce. One of them was Bandai Namco, and it was a Digimon game. Digimon World Next Order was made in Unity, and that was fine.
I think the biggest Unity game recently was Monkey Ball. So yeah, not the most
Super
prestigious.
Monkey Ball was
VR
Yeah.
chat Unity.
Bananamania.
Yeah, that was them porting an engine. So I will say, yeah, it looks like the game is in Unity. Although I will say my favorite comment from that GameFAQs board, where that image came from, it is so true. I love that Atlas and Sega are too cheap to, because like you can pay to not have to show the Unity watermark.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, no, whatever, we're cheap, we'll do it. Because like even Yakuza does the same thing. Like some of the Yakuza mini games are ported in Unity, so like. The fact that I'm like, dude, you're like $1 million company, but like, I'll be like, nah, $10,000 fee.
but, like-
nah, keep it.
They have like Unreal Engine at the start of their game, so they're probably just like, who cares?
I think Unreal
I
Engine.
will say, being confirmed to be Unity that's a choice. Although considering that engine was primarily
I'm
worked
sorry.
on.
I'm so sorry.
That's a
That
choice.
picture just made me
I
lose
was
it. I'm so
expecting
sorry.
that.
I'm
Gab
so
single-handedly derailing the conversation.
I'm
No,
so
it's okay. I will say I
I
still
was
have
trying to
faith
be
in,
quiet.
I still have faith in that team, but yeah, Unity only gives me to rest because it's their first time making something in it. So it clearly goes into the thing of, hey, this is still more of a budget thing, but still, it's a game that's shown to be still pretty silky smooth on PS5 and Xbox, and I have faith it's going to be, because, like, again, it's mostly just using its horsepower for, like, that cell shading. I will say,
Yeah.
now that I know it's Unity, 100% I bet it is going to be, if it is even 1080p. I'm thinking maybe 720 30. But no, definitely there will be no last-gen 60 FPS options, for sure, now that I know it's Unity.
I
Boy,
bet
Unity,
you.
man. What did Unity do to you?
It's not
Exist.
that Unity did anything. It's one of those ones of Unity just is so hard to optimize for multiple platforms. Like, I have a
It's-
lot of experience with it. It's just one of those things of like, you can get some great products out of Unity, and there are so many amazing games that are made in it, but especially when you're porting that game to so many different, like, various hardware platforms, it's just a tricky beast to it. So God bless them. Like, I hope I'm proven wrong and it is 60 options on everything, or at least, honestly, even PS4 Pro could run this at like 4K. I feel like no reason not to. So
Honestly,
not, though?
when I used Unity when I was in university and when I was working in the games industry, I never really had any problems with optimization and the engine.
It's not that the engine has any option. It's a thing of downporting. So it's safe to assume that this game was primarily developed with PS5, Xbox, and PC in mind. And then to downport it, there's just a lot of situations where things can stumble along. If this was a really apparent issue, and you still see it now, like there are games like Oddworld Soulstorm is probably like the prettiest looking Unity game out there. But even that one, like from PS5 to PC to PS4, like each one of those platforms have different little hiccups and quirks and things that are only exclusive to it, because there is a port to blank console button for it, but you still have to design each and every version so differently that it's easy for a lot of stuff to kind of slip through the cracks, whether it be crashes or issues like that.
That's but that's like with any engine. There's no perfect thing, and
but I would say more modern stuff like UE4, Unreal Engine definitely is a lot more synonymous with, okay, are you forward or back porting? It's just how much uglier, how much prettier do you want this to kind of look like?
Yeah. I do want to say though, I don't think that these games were initially intended for the air quotes current generation console, like PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. I think they were developed for the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah, they don't really look next gen in any way.
I'd agree with that, because they would have had to been in development for years prior, right? So
remember, the game's been in development since 2019, and dev kits were out by then.
Yeah, but the problem is if they develop
early dev kits super expensive.
It can also just be the art style. We still haven't, like, the overworld and everything else might make it seem like a next-gen game. We might see poor rendering further away.
The reason why I say this is because, of course, it was developed at the kind of like introduction to the console, to the consoles, and also the fact that, COVID's happened, right? So not as many people have access to these systems, so they might have made the decision to just port them upwards.
No, definitely, and like I said, I am optimistic. I'm not one of those Unity naysayers, but it is one of those things that it's always better to kind of be on the safe side and be surprised, as opposed to thinking every Unity game's going to run and look as good as like Cuphead or Ori. Like, because there are so many more examples of like kind of getting bit in the butt, even for simple things. Like, how many of us thought, like, I was in the same boat, like before Nocturne HD came out. I was like, this should run perfectly. There is no reason this shouldn't run perfectly on every platform.
Look, I heard personally that it was being handled outside of Atlas, and I was just like, lol, they've got no hope.
I had no issues with it.
On Switch, those frame drops all the time.
Yeah, but the time you played it was very different than the day one Japanese version.
Yeah, that's true. But
you know what I have issues with?
I'm on Switch and it's fine too.
No Switch version for Soul Hackers 2.
It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it.
Not
in August. That's a terrible time to release a Switch RPG.
But you know what is coming to Switch? Persona 5 Royal.
Oh.
The best JRPG ever.
You've got it.
Yeah, the best JRPG of all time.
This is the argument I always have with people who are like, we want Soul Hackers on Switch. If you want Soul Hackers on Switch, it's either going to sell terribly or you'd have to delay Soul Hackers on every other platform. Because like, if you release it on Switch in August, it's going to get absolutely ignored to high heaven.
It's also probably gonna not run hot either. You know what I mean?
I bet it will run.
It'd be okay, but like,
it'll be Xbox One good.
Xbox One good. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna be terrible. I play a lot of Switch games. I like it too, but I noticed though, I'm like, this is the quality I'm getting from Switch. And, like, I kind of get that, but
also the Switch is kind of a pain to port to as well.
It's also a cartridge.
It's a completely different architecture too.
It's also cartridge based if you're doing it through that, so.
Oh, that doesn't really matter because that's not.
That matters more for the publisher, right? If they're making it physical.
It matters. Yeah. That's what I meant physically. Digitally, you're probably fine. You got to slap that SSD or the SD card in there, you're fine.
Speaking of the Persona games coming to Switch, we also had, I don't know if you guys watched it, but there was a mini concert that kind of went, I think it was for Japan?
It was really like under talked about.
Yeah,
it
it was
just
really
happened.
good actually. It had a few different singers, I think mainly from Persona 5, but it was still a cute little like send off to, oh, we're finally giving you what you guys have been asking for years. Now you can stop.
Hey, King Goomba.
You know what? I'm not even gonna single out
Whoa,
King
whoa.
Goomba. Shout out if you're someone, and if you're anyone in this chat, I will forgive you. I'm not actually gonna be that hard on you, because I have seen some people do this, especially in similar circles to us. If you're someone whose initial reaction to these games coming to Switch, Xbox, and PC is sweet. Now what next? I'm like, well, come on, guys. At least let them release. Like the fact that like people are like, no. Let's talk about what they should port next. I'm like, bro, we have 1 out of 3 dates revealed. Like
Even
let's push these out. They're not going to
even the PR
stack these
person was
announcements.
like, give me a break. Like, let me breathe for a few weeks before you start begging
Yeah,
for
I
other
saw
games
that.
to
That was
leave."
hilarious. It's sad but hilarious.
And people like waiting on it for it to come to Switch. It's like, give it a little bit of time. It'll come. And I think most people expected it, but I don't know. I'm happy it's coming to Switch. And I think, the more people get to play those games, the better. But,
Yeah, content
yeah, for
creators
sure.
like us, because they start watching the videos,
yeah.
True. My stupid 40-second meme video got 2,000 views in like 2 days, so I'm very thankful.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a sellout. I'm just a big sellout, okay? I'm not just a sellout.
You already talked about your feet ordeal. We already know you're selling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm only in it for the money. I don't care about anything else except Bowser, apparently.
Get that Atlas tattoo. I'm telling you.
I don't want a tattoo on my body.
If we gave you infinite
I'm joking.
review codes for Atlas stuff, the only thing you have to do is you have to get a tramp stamp that says Fatless. Would you do it?
I already have that.
There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Sorry.
I
I would
appreciate
just
you at least
continue to
you
buy
thought
the
about
games.
it. At least you
No,
thought
I-
about it. That's all you needed to do.
I thought about it. I guess I did, yeah, because I gave you an answer.
You know, you'd
Can
get P5 though, wouldn't you?
I'd get P5
Yeah, just put P5 on there.
Sorry.
P5
on my
tattoo.
forehead.
Yeah, just a big
The
P5.
forehead, oh my god, no.
You know what you could do is
Wait,
you
I
could
already
put
look ugly. I don't need to
you
make
could-
it worse.
you could put on one shoulder P and the other shoulder 5. You know what I mean?
But how would you connect them? You can't touch shoulders.
They have to like go around you and read it. I don't know.
I just have to like take my arm off and put it next to the other.
No, bro. Each cheek has P and one has 5. You decide
Oh,
which
God.
cheeks. You decide which one.
So I'm constantly shitting on P5 and just sitting on it. Like
I actually love P5. I joke, but it's a very good game. It did a lot for the community and everything. I still appreciate the game a lot.
Yeah, I just
Jokes
released my
aside.
tier list of Persona games, and my number one favorite one is probably cringeworthy to some people. So because it's Persona 5 related.
New game bad.
I don't know if you guys saw it either, but the Persona 5 icons and themes were actually back on the PSN store. It was something that like nobody mentioned.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who noticed it.
Yeah, I was like,
Perfectly
they were
honest.
gone.
Yeah, it was a huge thing. I mean, I guess for the people that missed it, like
I
now
have
it's
a
your chance.
PS5. I haven't used my PS4 in so long.
The final topic of the night is going to be how Sega is looking to adapt live-action Persona TV and movies, and this is a huge deal because we know how they did the last ones. They've done stage plays before, things like that. So I want to know what you guys think of the idea of making it live action.
Is this like a Western director approaching them, or like is this like Sega US or like
Sega came
Japan?
forward.
Sega Japan has the money, so
No, Sega US can do it. So okay, context: the Sonic movies were like more Sega US than Sega Japan. Apparently, Sega Japan didn't know about the movies for a little bit of time.
Japan still doesn't even have Sonic 2. That
yeah, it's
comes
coming out in
August.
August.
Well, so
Well,
like
I mean, America does a lot of movie stuff anyway, right? That's Hollywood and all
Yeah,
that.
Tom
Kinda
Holland as Joker.
Oh no.
because
quick.
I know that adapting Yakuza into films and movies at the moment. That's a Sega Japan thing.
They already did.
They're
doing a new one, too.
Had one.
Yeah, there's gonna be
like,
a
I know
Yakuza
there's one
movie
that
coming out, like,
exists, but they-
2024.
Hold on,
Yeah,
is it like a movie of the game or just in the Yakuza like universe or no? Like
We
how's
don't
it
know
done?
yet.
We don't know.
The original one was kind of loosely based on the first game, but very loosely, and it was pretty bad.
Oh boy.
Average video game movie adaptation.
It was
Yeah,
Japanese, so like I don't know. Like I don't know how people have like, oh well, Japanese can do like no, they don't. They do pretty
No,
shit.
sometimes it's just they just botch it, but like
Yeah,
I feel
Yeah.
like Japan might botch Persona a little bit less than the US will. I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends. If they come to the U.S. and the U.S. gives them good funding, I think that's the best scenario.
Not do it in Korea. Actually, screw everything. Just do it. in
Korean
Korea.
films have been like super popular and like doing well. They might actually do a really good job at it.
You just get the Squid Game directed to do Persona, I guess.
It was like Train to Busan. Wasn't that also a Korean film? Like those
Yep.
were like really good.
So was Parasite. Korean
Oh, yeah.
movies and culture has been
Yeah.
like popping off lately with really creative and like well shot movies. So
It's
I'd be
'cause
down
their
to see a
economy.
Korean version.
Their economy's booming because they're a new capitalism that started like 20 years ago. They're in their economic boom right now.
Honestly, though,
Not
as
really
far as
political.
the Persona movies go, as long as they really like maintain accuracy, but in a way that shows itself well in a movie, I think it would be pretty alright.
The problem
Yeah.
is that it's really difficult to do that.
Yeah.
A new story wouldn't be bad either, to be honest. Just as long as it's done right, they produce it right. That's kind of what matters the most, you know.
If they were to adapt a game, which one do you think they'd do?
Oh my,
Persona
is that even
5.
a question?
Yeah,
it's like, come
Persona
on.
5, yeah.
You know, guys, I think Trinity Souls is ripe for
Oh,
a reboot.
yeah.
No, guys.
They
You know
reference
that
Green House
game?
Carpet.
That
Catherine.
Persona 1? You know that one? Yeah, that one.
What do you mean? There's only 3,
Yeah.
4, and 5. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah,
Exactly.
there's
Like
Persona
I was gonna
1.
say, there was 1 and 2. What?
Yeah,
Persona 1 and 2 are
that's
lost
why I'm
in the
telling you guys. Do you guys remember that game? Like, it is real. They might do that.
I don't know.
P1 remaster, calling it. P1 remake.
Yeah, everyone's crying for P3, and then they just bring out P1 as like full, like Persona 5 style.
I mean,
so does
I
anyone
wouldn't
have
mind
any
this.
final thoughts? Anything else they want to say for the end of the podcast?
Has anybody been playing the mobile game recently? Because I haven't.
We can end it now.
That's it.
Man,
We're,
let me tell
we're
you,
done.
waiting for that DX2 dedicated podcast any day now.
Yeah,
I
exactly. Like,
literally never touched DX2.
I played it for
I
like
use it
10
for
minutes.
the AR photos, and that's literally it. Styling on demons. That's about it.
I played it one time, like for 20 minutes, when I was like, I don't know, I was like sitting in like the doctor's office or something, just waiting, and I got so bored, I had to stop. I just don't do mobile games. I'm
I
sorry.
can't play phone games.
It doesn't look terrible, to be honest. It's just the gameplay. I can't do it.
I mean, the gameplay's like almost exactly the same as the RPG.
Yeah, but like tapping my fingers, small screen. I can't.
And then there's
Just
also
kidding.
events and stuff for specific demons. Or,
Yeah,
like, you know,
I'm just wondering if there's an event going on right now. Maybe.
I thought they were ending.
Unfortunately,
it,
we
to
were
be
hoping
honest.
that Patriot would be there for 4th of July. We were very disappointed, unfortunately.
I mean, I don't think they care about the 4th of July, honestly.
I mean, it's a mobile game. You do any event you can. Oh, today's National Fried Chicken Day. Get all the birds in the game half off.
National? Because
Yeah, it's
that
national.
sounds like an American thing.
It is.
Well, yeah, America. We have holidays like every 6 minutes over here.
Oh yeah, true.
That's the American way, you know.
Yes, sir. Actually, I do want to ask. I do want to ask this. I'm sorry for interrupting, but why do you guys think ports took so long to come out? Was it like they wanted to tie it in with the anniversary, or do you think it was like development complications?
I think
it's
licensing.
I could answer this with as much knowledge as I know about Persona and and game development. So what I think happened was Sony did contract Persona Studio to keep it exclusive. on Sony systems, and that contract might have expired.
I think you mean
because
for
it
P5.
Not
3 and 4.
Yeah, I
not
highly
3 and
doubt
4.
that.
I
PS2
think-
games on lock.
I think a lot of it had to do with them also just because it's every single console, right? They had to set it all up. I'm sure that took a minute to do. I feel like
Yeah.
that's why it took a while.
I also
but-
think, especially in the case of Persona 5, they made that engine for the PlayStation and PlayStation 3 and 4, so they would also have to optimize that engine to be able to output to the other systems as well. So that would have taken time.
Yeah.
I will say with the knowledge I know way less about P5R Remastered than 3 and 4, but 3 and 4 I've been following a lot since 2020. That is mostly just a situation of they are not in a hurry. There was a lot of waiting because they were doing, honestly, most of 2021 was Xbox getting that version to exist. The plan was not always to have Xbox. It was just PC, PlayStation, and Switch. But because Microsoft was willing to work out a deal with them and get it on Game Pass, that obviously took a lot more time, as well as kind of getting everything ready. When to reveal it was honestly a bigger deal than when to release it. So it's definitely like going to be late in terms of an anniversary thing. But because their release timing has been so weird, with like, if they were really wanting to be part of the anniversary, it would have released right before or right after SMT 5, which would have just cannibalized that game's sales. And then this year was such a weird one of getting the English versions ready because they are adding so many different language options, even though these are going to be super simple ports. Most of it, like, honestly, like, from everything I've heard, they pretty much have an internal date in mind for 4 and 3, but it's just like, release 5 first, because 5 is going to make the most money. So that's really why 5 is coming out first. Like 4 and 3 aren't in like some weird, crazy dev hell, or like
Do we know the
doing a bunch of
order?
crazy features.
Is it gonna go 4 then 3? I assume.
4 and 3 are coming out the same day.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
that's what I was thinking too. Is it the same day? But yeah, that's
Also,
I'm glad.
Royal already has all the languages, right? So that's also partially why it came out first?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also because it's just going to make the most money.
Yeah,
5's going to
of
sell
course,
way
true.
more than 3 or 4 will.
Yeah,
So-
especially with that physical.
So I have
3 or
one
4
final
bundle?
question for you guys. Which version of Persona 5 Royal you think you're gonna sell the best? I know a lot of people are like excited for the Switch version and everything, but realistically speaking, do you think the Switch version will sell more than the PlayStation version did originally?
I think
I don't know
PlayStation
how-
will be soft, because that's only going to count new PS5 sales, and I think
That's-
that's going to be a pretty...
I feel
Yeah,
like
so
the
far,
PC and
that's what I
Switch are
think.
probably going to be tied.
I think
if
it would
you're
be more on
talking about, like,
Switch.
the original release of Persona, I think it's not going to compare to the original release of Persona. Maybe.
I think it means
No,
with like the other platforms. I think Switch
For-
will probably
for
do
sure.
the most
I
because
agree with Switch. Yeah.
I'm actually thinking.
Um,
I think considering its release timing, and if Microsoft, because Microsoft is going to have a lot of advertising bucks going into it.
yeah, and I guess
think
Game
PC
Pass.
is I think PC is really poised because Game Pass is going to be a big one, but then also we can't forget how fast P4G got like hundreds and thousands of copies sold just when that version of 4 came out. So like I think,
yeah.
assuming this year stays pretty quiet, I think October is a great time to release that on all those platforms, and I think PC might be the runaway success even more than Switch.
You might be right. I wasn't even thinking about the Game Pass bit and all the new fans. You're right. So yeah, Switch or PC's got to be it.
I also think it depending on what country you live in, it depends on the sale of the system.
What's going to be
Yeah.
the most pirated version, though?
PC.
That's the real question.
PC.
PC.
Nah, I don't know,
man.
though. I don't
Nintendo
know.
Switch piracy doesn't mess around. It's pretty
No,
easy to steal.
Switch piracy is so easy, especially with Yuzu.
Hey, just because you do it doesn't mean everyone
But
does.
don't you have to have a specific like serial code on your Switch?
There's websites you can get
I think you
ROMs
just-
for
I'm sure you
free,
get
I'm not gonna
past
say.
I think you just PayPal Reggie like $20 and then he just gives you a game.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right, Reggie.
boy Reggie.
Here's $20.
Yo, he's cheap.
As if he
$20.
still has access to Nintendo servers.
Oh, you know Reggie's got the codes. He's getting
Dude,
them.
he's
stuck in
playing-
email
Got the
chain.
password.
He's playing P3 on his Switch right now.
Yeah, he
Wow.
is.
Reggie the baller.
All
Yeah,
right,
man.
y'all. Well, thank you everybody for coming today. It was fun chatting with all of you.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Yep, even though we got off topic, it was still fun.
Check out all the channels down below. We got plenty of good lads here in this podcast, so check out everybody's channel.
And we'll see you in the next podcast. So bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.